my name is Shaquila Johnson. I'd like to introduce my audience today. Everyone knows their birth date, but no one gets to know when they die. The unknown is one of mankind's biggest fears. Not knowing when to expect death means it can be terribly startling when it arrives. This is one reason why spirits may experience trouble passing over to wherever it is they may go. Ghosts are another one of mankind's many fears, but ghosts are simply misunderstood. And what is misunderstood falls under the unknown category, which can be frightening no matter what the topic may be. Ghosts should be looked at in a different perspective because they have the potential to give people insight on the afterlife, an unknown everyone wants to know. Ghosts exist in our world as a manifestation of spirits of those who have passed away, yet have not successfully crossed over to the next destination. Only a fraction of people have reportedly seen, felt, or experienced a paranormal interaction of that kind. And it can be often difficult to capture evidence. However, this does not invalidate their existence. Today, I want to open your eyes and your mind to the fact that ghosts occupy our space and our world. The idea that ghosts exist among the living catches the interest of people around the world. There's as much evidence to prove that ghosts are real as to prove that they're not. Through my research and own personal experience, I hope to show you why I, along with many others, believe that spirits are actively haunting our world. I want to uncover the truth for my listeners on this controversial topic that is often portrayed in a negative, scary light during Halloween or from horror flicks from Hollywood. This topic sparks my interest because the idea of the spirit world is a direct reflection of the living world. Ghosts may often be portrayed as evil or scary, but they are no more evil or scary than the world we live in today. To begin, I would love to share my view with you why you should believe that ghosts exist. First, I will answer questions about the makeup of ghosts and what gives an apparition its essence. Then testimonies proving the existence of said spirits. And finally, the science between the arguments of if ghosts are real or not. Before all else, we need to understand what a ghost is. Ghosts are said to be the remnants of a person and the life that that person once had in this world. That would indicate that there are two parts to a person, their body and their soul. That while a person's body eventually dies, their spirit may live on. This spirit sometimes gets trapped after a traumatic experience of death. The expired person's death may have been so jolting to them that they refuse to leave this dimension because they're simply not ready to. The spirit may be stubborn, or they may be suffering from disbelief or denial. This leads their energy to be forced to remain in their usual places, following their usual patterns and habits as if they were still alive. While rarely seen, ghosts are able to be recorded or caught on camera, and if you catch them at the right place at the right time, you're able to do that. It is often reported that people will see dark, shadowy figures, or even blurry or slightly transparent versions of a person. There are numerous accounts of unseen forces doing tangible actions in our world, and these things are unexplainable but not deniable. The first point I want to talk about is inherent reputation that the idea of ghosts tend to have. The world is made up of good and bad, and there are many different people who are either kind or mean-tempered. Ghosts are often seen or presented with the appearance of a person, so that leads me to believe that they would also have the personality or characteristics of a person too. This would mean that they would have the capability to experience emotion and have individual personalities and intentions. I would not expect personalities to have any major changes post-mortem. There are ancient myths that clearly state that there are good, friendly ghosts that were either harmless or helpful, and then there were also destructive, mean ones. Recorded accounts like that show just how long ghosts existing has been a topic of discussion. There are many times where people feel like something or somebody is watching them, giving them goosebumps they can't ignore. But when they turn around, no one is there. That kind of thing happens repeatedly in the same corners, hallway, bedrooms, leaving minds to wander. People profess to be contacted by spirits in many ways. Claims have included items being thrown around rooms, doors being opened or closed, disembodied voices, or even dreams serving as omen or guidance. Temperature and electronics can be affected. A lot of claims can easily be debunked as normal everyday occurrences and not a spiritual encounter. For something to be supernatural, it means that it defies scientific explanation. People often get scared and have to remember that everyday things do happen. Old houses tend to shift and creak, dust settles, and sometimes people can jump to conclusions, especially if you've recently watched a scary movie or listened to a paranormal podcast. There's a huge wall dividing skeptics and scientists and those who believe in ghosts. I think the true difference is the feelings and the emotions that come with said experience. I know as a person who's had this experience in a few mildly paranormal situations that there are some things that cannot be explained or things that don't quite add up, but it can be difficult to prove that to someone else without them feeling or experiencing a similar occurrence to you. The second point I would like to talk about is just how often ghost experiences happen. While familiarizing ourselves with what exactly a ghost is, we can now see just why they have such a huge impact on this world. Ghosts are so familiar that they're in some people's everyday lives. Noel King recently did an NPR broadcast on October 27, 2021, showing statistics about the number of Americans who do believe in ghosts. He states that it is a common experience, and that analytics company YouGov says that 2 in 5 Americans believe ghosts exist. And the findings get spookier from there. 1 in 5 Americans thinks that they've actually seen a ghost, and he says he is absolutely one of them. Barry McCarthy wrote a different article from a more specialized perspective back in the spring of this year. He posted in the Skeptic Society and Skeptic magazine that one poll found that 45% of American adults believe in ghosts and demons, with 75 to 95 million adult believers just in the US. TV programming both reflects and fuels these beliefs. Since 2000, networks have aired dozens of ghost-related reality series in the US, Canada, Great Britain, and elsewhere, not including countless investigative specials, documentaries, and based on real events features. Barry brings up great points about the media. The topics of ghosts can be seen everywhere and in every form of media. Whether you're watching a TV show about ghost huntings, or mediums talking to spirits, or you're reading the latest haunted ghost novel. Unfortunately, one problem the paranormal community experiences is the extortion of reality for profit. There are countless shows and movies that profit off the existence of ghosts and the mission to find them and prove them real. The issue comes when people start using cheap, questionable evidence to try to make it seem more likely to be an active spirit. Since science cannot technically back up supporting evidence for most spiritual encounters, this makes many claims questionable. There are several other ways people have been able to prove and back up their claims. Tools and devices have been developed to show non-believers what people are experiencing does exist, including EMF and voice recorders and infrared cameras. So to summarize, ghosts may not only be real in our imagination, but also in our everyday lives. There are countless personal explanations for ghosts conforming the experiences and proving that ghosts exist among us. It's not often that people have supernatural experiences, but when they do, it's unmistakable. When a person has an interaction with a presence, it can make an unforgettable impression. Everyone will interpret the meaning of the interaction differently, but one thing they do agree on is that it was real and that it happened. Something real enough to have an impact on their life, our media, our current and ancient society. The topic that ghosts exist is fast enough that it transcends between time, cultures, and countries, and between you and I today. Thank you. And my audience, one more time.